I had the opportunity to get the same mouthpiece model that Kenny G plays. I also had the opportunity to see Kenny G live, and he does the same thing live that he does on the recordings. There's a ton of dynamics in his playing. He has full control over his instrument, and he's able to play with power at the same time while using a soprano saxophone. This is a Dukoff D8. Its tip opening is an 8, which is a little bit smaller than the Jody Jazz 8 for reference. It also has a pretty high baffle and a small chamber. I'm guessing that it's the combination of the wide tip opening, the high baffle, and the small chamber that makes this such an easy mouthpiece to control and such a versatile mouthpiece. So that's what I was able to hear. When I play it, I want to show you what it's like. It's great to listen to saxophone players that are more experienced than you, that you look up to, because it helps you learn what's possible on the instrument, what kinds of sounds you can have access to if you keep practicing. So I'm going to try this mouthpiece out and see what it's like when I'm playing it. I'll use a Van Doren Java Red No. 2 reed with this. This is one of my favorite reeds, and I think it'll work well with this mouthpiece. It's hard to find a ligature that fits this mouthpiece well, so I'm using a Ravner Mark III. And that hangs over the back of the mouthpiece just a little bit, but the reed is long enough to make that make sense. I think a great thing to note is that using someone else's mouthpiece won't make you sound like them, but what it will do is change the way that you sound within the spectrum of what's available to you. So I will always sound like me, but in this case, I sound like a version of me that can play with more power and punch and control over the soprano saxophone. I find that certain notes are harder to hit than others, but that's normal for a soprano saxophone, so nothing wrong there. But compared to other soprano saxophone mouthpieces, I find it really easy to control my sound here. It's also easier to stay in tune than with other saxophone mouthpieces that I've used. Playing Kenny G's mouthpiece makes me understand his sound a little more, and it makes me appreciate it a whole lot more. Check out this clip of Kenny G performing at the show that I just attended recently. As you might have guessed, Kenny G is a friendly guy. He's easy to talk to. We actually got to chat about saxophones really quickly, even though there were a lot of people in the line waiting for him. So that was really cool. I'm pretty new to using this mouthpiece, and I think there's a better reed that I can find for it, so I'm going to search around and see what I come up with. If you're interested in seeing what that looks like, I made a video where I'm looking through all of the reeds that I can find to see if one's better than the others. Click right over there and you can watch the video.